Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast, presented by BetChrisCanada.net. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Wednesday, March 4th and Thursday, March 5th, 2020. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
All right, here we go. Midweek, it's the Hockey Betting Podcast. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Cam Stewart's in control of all of Canada. That's impressive.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of pressure. got some anvils on your shoulder there, kid.
Yeah. Well, if you've seen the Prime Minister, Brian, I think people would vote for me.
There you go. It is that time of year, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it sure is, buddy. Sure is.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, ready to rock.
Let's go, man. We got action. We got action everywhere. Phillies at Washington. Caps $1.50. Total on the game is 6.5. The one thing you got to talk about is this Flyers team really putting the pieces of the puzzle together.
They sure are. They've been like the best play-on team, taking two from the Rangers, Brian. I don't know if I could step in front of these guys. You look at Washington at home, 50 cents. I'm like, do we keep on riding Philly? They've been playing great. And the thing is, what's always been their Achilles heel? Goaltending. Every time they had a good team, they never had a tender. If Carter Hart can keep it up, he made some critical saves against the Rangers that first game they played. Like, I'm talking like highlight reel stuff. And he seems to be getting more confidence. That helps the whole team. The defense can stay in there, pinch a little bit more. The veterans look really good with this team. I'll tell you, Brian, I'm looking at Philadelphia plus 130 in this game. That total 6.5, I don't know. I don't know if they can get there.
I think I'm on the recliner watching this one, bud. You know, the one thing I would just throw out there, and yes, current form, they're playing great. But Philly, look at this record at home, 23-5-4. Now, you know, when you draw it up as a coach at the beginning of the year or a GM, listen, we want to own our home ice, and you got to be a 500 hockey team or better. They're 500 on the road. They're killing it at home.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's crazy. The Flyers and Sixers, Brian, the Philadelphia two-step.
Oh, man.
Both of those teams, their record combined at home is insane. I don't know what it is about home cooking in Philly, but it's working right now for the Flyers. But you said it's still a 500 team on the road. I think the Capitals will be desperate. You're right. I might sit this one out, but if I were to play it, I can't pass up 30 cents with the dog.
Let's go to Columbus and Calgary with, well, let me just ask you this. Are the Flames $1.70 better than anybody?
No, but I'll tell you one thing. Columbus, this is a team that, you know what, we got to give them a little bit of credit in their comeback against Vancouver. They could have mailed it in. They actually showed some life in that game and maybe saved themselves. I'm with you. Calgary shouldn't be minus 180, minus 175 over anybody, but there is something I like in this game, and I think you'll agree. Keep climbing, Brian. We're going over 5.5. Calgary scores goals. Columbus can score goals on Calgary. I think we can get to 6, can't we? That seems like a low total.
Yeah, I can buy into that. I mean, the funny thing is, boy, both of these teams, what looks good today, talk to me next week at the same time. Columbus is the 8 seed right now in the East, and Calgary's sitting there, hey, we're all the way up to 3rd in the Pacific, but a point behind them. Vancouver, the Jets, the Wild, the Preds are a couple back, and the Coyotes, who I say watch out for once Kemper gets back in. I don't know. You know what? I'm more inclined to say I trust Columbus more than Calgary. How about that for a scary statement?
Yeah, that's scary. So, you know what? I'm not even going to screw around with this game. I think Calgary wins the game, but laying 75, 80 cents with the Flames, I don't like Columbus enough to take them. The price is enticing. Plus 155 looks good, buddy, but I got to believe we get goals in this game. Calgary, one thing, they could score goals. They can give up goals. And Columbus, the same thing. Elvis hasn't been the same goalie. I think the 5.5, I think we can get 6+ in this game. So I'm going to play this game over.
Anaheim is at Colorado. The Avs are laying 3 potatoes here, bud. The total on the game is 5.5. Listen, they're Colorado is just playing really good hockey, racking up wins, racking up points. The one thing I'd say, first game home, not a crazy trip, but a 3-game trip with wins at Carolina, Nashville, hung on to beat Detroit. Colorado still, it's all about getting healthy. That's the priority.
Can you lay 320 with Colorado? No. Can you take Anaheim at plus 260? No, probably not, right? Like, that's the thing, Brian. Like, who knows? Like, they've been playing better, and then they had 2 stinkers. They were great for a couple games. Like, wow. And your story was true. Like, the players ready before the coach. Hey, coach, we're already on the ice. Let's go. Well, they got their asses handed to them by Chicago. Do they respond tonight? Maybe. But I don't know.
This? How about this?
Under?
No. How about over 5.5?
Over? Wait a minute. Colorado game. Okay.
Wait a minute. Anthony Stolarz is starting for the Ducks.
Stolarz, former Philadelphia third stringer. Stolarz? Sounds like something from Star Wars.
No, it sounds like a vodka drink.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, you see that discount vodka? Stolarz? Sounds great.
Yeah, give me a Stolarz and tea.
Ricola. Hey, Brian, I come on over for breakfast. Stolarz. Hey, go over to Brian's house for breakfast. You think bacon and eggs? No, we have vodka. Then we go hit the OTB. I don't know what the hell to do with this game, Brian.
But Phil, you know what? Let's
You're going over in a Colorado game. What are they? 13-1 to the under. Their last 14. Like, they don't play overs, right? Stolarz.
First game home. Maybe a little distracted, blah, blah, blah. And, you just had the Ducks play as the 6-2 game at Chicago. 5.5, it's not the best on the card, but I'd kind of lean that way. And by the way, full disclosure on that vodka breakfast thing.
Yeah.
You came over to the house.
Yeah.
Marie made you some scrambled eggs.
Oh, it was delicious, yes.
Right, yeah, I know. And Marie said, "You want some?"
Thank you.
Yeah, you said you want some orange juice, and you said, "Give me some vodka." I mean, it wasn't like.
Oh, well, I thought it wasn't like. No,
it wasn't like you come to my house.
I instigated drinking. No, that's.
Oh, yes, you did. You were in Buffalo. You were on a roadie, and you said, "I want some vodka." It wasn't like that's not like it's not like we're sitting here rolling out bill of cocktails every morning.
Oh, I thought you were serving me vodka. Anyway, long story short, we give what a couple vodkas, and it was a good day.
No, that was simply one of those "the customer is always right" thing.
Oh, you damn right he is.
Arizona's at Vancouver.
Hey, I got something here, Brian. I got something here. You tell me, I'll tell you. I like what you're saying off the top. Is this where we step in, friend? I think it is. This is the spot.
It's Ranta again.
I don't care.
All right.
I couldn't care less. Vancouver, they're either going to roll out Demko, which they're going to do because Domingue's horrible. So Demko's no prize either. So we have backup goaltenders. It's Demko versus Ranta. 5.5, dog in the over. Arizona seems to score more when they go on the road rather at home. They try to tighten it up. I like Arizona. I like them. If they're even money, I'm going to take a shot. Oh! This is a big game for the Coyotes. I think they show up.
But you're thinking higher scoring?
I think it might be. Well, you talk about it's going to be. I could tell you it's Demko because Domingue was horrible the first game.
It's Ranta and Demko. And by the way, New Jersey's been playing a lot better of late. They were 6-2-2 walking into Vegas last night.
Yeah, I took the under.
Right. I mean, and they played well. And I think it coincided. I think there was a trend that we didn't know about. Was that, after the trade deadline, provided New Jersey was in a different time zone than Louis Domingue, they were winning hockey games.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, but I don't know what Domingue's doing there, Brian. Like, I don't know what the Canucks are thinking. That's the thing. Like, there's so many goaltenders that it's just bad right now. Like, look at Colorado. Hey, but they played great in front of Hutchison, right? That's the difference. You go to Colorado instead of the Leafs, Hutchison looks good. That's the difference, right?
You're in the room going, that's the guy you got to help us for the play.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Hey, man, goaltending, it's thin. It's thin, obviously. And then when you look at Vegas, and they got Leonard and Fleury, they're already heads above everybody. Like, that's why I like Vegas to win the Cup, or Colorado.
My God. Leonard, there's just nothing to shoot at. It's unbelievable.
No, he's huge. He's a lacrosse goalie. I'll tell you, I was doing the show last night.
It's like the Geico commercial. No sleep, no sleepies, Robin.
You're right, man. It's Charles Wong wanted the sumo wrestler in net, and Leonard's almost that guy, right? Like, it's crazy. I'll tell you, that's why I told people on the show last night, you look at Vegas at plus 850 or whatever. I don't know what the price is in your neck of the woods, Brian, but
a lot
I think
less
it's
than that.
Yeah, sure, damn right it is. So if you got an offshore, I'd look at Vegas. Key number one is having a goaltender, and what is Vegas doing? They're winning games, scoring a couple goals and playing defense now. They could do it any way they want it. When Stone comes back, watch out.
All right, very quietly, something happened that I think got shot through the 5-hole on you, buddy. Philly, Washington, Columbus, Calgary, Anaheim, Colorado, and Arizona, Vancouver. I think we're putting in a call to the butcher.
Yeah, I think the butcher, every time we go to see the butcher, it's been good. Quality cuts. I like salami. Yeah, no, and the listeners like salami too. They're always asking, should we go to see the butcher? Yes, we should go see the butcher. At 5.5, we have to. I think I got to believe every game. I would say 3 games are going over. I'm not sure about Washington, Philly, but that could turn into a track meet too, buddy. Yeah, I think we're going to call the butcher grand salami over.
All right, there you go. You got to look at the Wednesday card in the NHL. Want to thank our friends at BetCris Canada. We're having some fun doing this. It's the Hockey Betting Podcast as we turn our attention to Thursday. Washington and the Rangers, Madison Square Garden, back-to-back nights. Now for Washington coming in here, laying $1.40 total on the game is 6.5 to the under. The poor Rangers, man, you make that big push, you get all the way back, you lose Kreider, and it's gotten ugly.
It has, and that's the thing. Last night, early lead against St. Louis. They lose that game. Yeah, the gas is out of the tank. Washington, we'll see how they do against Philly. I could tell you one thing. If they lose to Philly, I'm coming back hard at Washington in this spot. They still need to get their mojo going, $1.40. There's no way you could take the Rangers, Brian, right now. They've totally they tried hard. This team really battled, but without Kreider, the heartbreaking losses, you can't go down that road. So to me, I don't mind it. It's only 40 cents with Washington. You might want to take them in reg, or parlay them, put them on the puck line. I'd do both. I think they could win by 2 goals on the road. I'll take them on the money line and the -1.5. Split it up. Give me the Caps.
Hey, by the way, we kind of nailed that Boston-Tampa Bay game.
Sure did.
2-1 was the final score. Boston got the win. And you know what? It had nothing to do with that game. You know what I mean? I mean, that was, we're going to see you guys, and, that was just close to the vest, and, they were putting their playoff faces on a little bit for that game, and you got the dead under. I wonder now if, Boston, oh, by the way, getting the win there, feeling their oats, I wonder if the floodgates don't open a little bit here down in Florida with a total of 6.
I agree. I think it might be a letdown spot for Boston. Florida's a hard team to trust, but they know it's now or never. I think they show up in this game. I'm actually going to look at the dog, Brian, and the over. If you like Florida, the game is definitely going over 6. These guys got to do something. They got a favor. The Leafs couldn't get it done in San Jose. Florida keeps on losing. It's like, who the hell wants to make the playoffs in the East? These guys are just they're tripping all over a banana peel, as you like to say, Brian. But I'm going to take Florida plus 125, and I like that over at 6. You're right. At 6.5, I take it. So I'm definitely going to take it at 6.
Hey, if you got nothing going on Thursday, Cam, if you've got time, it'll only take you about 90 minutes. You feel like going to a funeral?
What, at HSBC?
KeyBank.
KeyBank. Sorry, I forgot.
Pittsburgh's at Buffalo. Buffalo returns home 0-4 on a road trip where they were, some hope of and the funny thing is everybody above them is spitting a bit. And they play great at Colorado, or a great game at Colorado, a good game at Vegas, lose them both, and then lose to Arizona and Winnipeg. These guys are as deflated gets. The problem is, Pittsburgh's puking all over themselves too at the moment. But boy, put it this way, the natives are gonna be ugly in this game, and there'll be a lot of Penguins fans there.
Oh,
I can guarantee you that.
Sabre fan, enjoy the $7 Labatt Blue, because you're just going to be throwing them back. Yeah, there's nothing more to do but get wasted and watch a hockey game here. I'm telling you, Brian, 6. You might want to attack this game with the total. Buffalo's giving up goals, and look at Pittsburgh. They're giving up 3 to Ottawa. Like, they're playing no defense. Jari and Murray, it doesn't matter, especially if Murray's in the net. All day over. I lean Pittsburgh. But I got to feel like this game's got like 5-4 written all over it. Shootout, no defense.
You got
Sign
it.
me up with the over. So the butcher gets another call. We're slicing up the meat. I don't see any defense here. Pittsburgh's defense has been deplorable recently. And Buffalo, they're going to give up 4 or 5.
All right. Am I stepping in front of a bus here? Carolina at Philly. Well, Philly's only laying 20 cents at home. They're playing back-to-back nights, but we just got done telling you that they're dominant at home.
Yeah, and this to me is dependent on the Washington game. I like coming back to teams that lose the first with the second a lot of time. It's a very simple concept. Don't think too hard. If Philadelphia loses to Washington, I like them a lot against Carolina. The thing about Carolina is they're going to have to pick up their game pretty soon with these goaltenders. They haven't been playing as well. That game against the Leafs, it seemed like it took everything out of them when they got Ayers the win, and they've been brutal ever since. Like, Carolina is one of those teams I'm not impressed with recently. They got to get it together, but how do you step in front of Philly right now? So if Philly loses to Washington, I can definitely tell you I'll be taking them at 20 cents.
It's my new angle that I've kind of developed here, Cam, that's worked recently, and I'm going to run with it for a while, see how it works. The teams that play back-to-back nights, I think they travel, but they get there, they warm up, they get a sweat, they get going.
Yep.
But the passing's crisp, but they just got done playing the night before, and if they wear down, usually they wear down late in the game. It's not at the beginning of the game. I think I'll play Philly in the first period. That's where I'm going to go with this. And I start for Philly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I like where you're going with that. I agree 100%. It's a good angle, too. You're right. And usually you run out of gas in the third. But, I'll play Philly in the game, and I'm going to be with you. I'll take Philly in the first period against Carolina. Good observation.
Montreal is at Tampa Bay. How about Montreal putting the Sasquatch foot on the Islanders?
That was unbelievable. I was wrong in that game.
Me too. I had the Isles.
I gotta be totally wrong. I bet the Isles, and I sat there like an idiot. I'm like, wow, that ruined a nice parlay I had with Boston and the things that went well. St. Louis. Oh, God, Brian. I was so pissed. I don't know what the hell the Islanders are doing. Anyway, Montreal's not quitting. That's the thing. They play Tampa Bay tough. But Tampa Bay, coming off that loss to the Bruins, they're going to be in a bad mood. I don't lay 210. You either take it in a parlay. I don't even trust them at -1.5, Brian. So I think Tampa Bay will win, but I don't feel great about laying 210 with the Lightning. I don't know how you feel about this game. Montreal's gritty. They show up, man. I'm not necessarily running to the window to bet this game.
No, and believe me, that was a hard-fought game against Boston. And, the other thing is, too, Tampa Bay's lot in life, the die's been cast, right? Okay, Boston's got the division, blah, 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 blah. We'll pitchfork the Leafs and get on with it in the first round. You know what I mean?
Yes.
No, yes. So now it's like, okay, let's start resting some guys. Let's tinker with. Right. Let's try some things. Tampa Bay
right.
in the next.
Montreal could be dangerous in this game, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a buyer beware thing for me. I just think, again, I think Tampa Bay sits there and goes, okay, yeah, nobody's catching us for a second. We know, they know where they stand. Right, they got 16 games to go, and nothing's going to change for them. Not one thing is going to change for them. So Cooper starts working and tinkering on pairings, try some this, try some that, get a little combination here, combination there, things we can work on if an injury happens down the road. This is tinker toy time for Tampa Bay.
For sure it is, and when you tinker, you're going to make some mistakes in the game too. I wouldn't be surprised. They're hanging a big total at 6.5, but I believe, they're going to try some things. This game could go over, but I'm going to pass, Brian, or maybe, I'm going to pass on this game totally. I don't even want to put Tampa in a parlay. Pass.
Ditto on the proverbial pass there. Let's move on.
Here we go. Here we go, Brian. What do we do? Are we going back to these turkeys or no?
Nashville laying 15 cents. It's bet down, actually, at home to Dallas. Total on the game is you're making the total 5.5, and the Red Sea's been open recently.
Are you not listening to me about Nashville now? They're horrible.
Yeah,
they're horrible. Like you can't back these guys. Like, nice effort you put in. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are these guys doing? Are you not trying to make the playoffs? I feel bad though. They have a natural disaster. Didn't they have a tornado in Tennessee?
Oh, yeah, that's
and all sorts of other stuff that's going on there.
Yes,
I don't know if they're going to rally the troops this time.
Yeah, I think the Preds and the players and I think the organization was helping out with that. I mean, it's a horrible story.
It is.
But you know what? I will say this to you, bud. The one thing that's kind of been a common denominator. Boy, you lose that game to Edmonton 8-3, right? I mean, when
they
you
were leading.
but when you get mauled and embarrassed like that,
yeah, you come back, right?
90% of the teams come back and say we were embarrassed, and then they go and lose to Minnesota 3-1. I mean,
I know
they
look
pretty.
good. No, it's not pretty. Like, is this the time that they like buckle down and go, let's get real? Doing it against Dallas, that's not going to be easy, Brian.
Dallas has lost 3 in a row, kid.
Yeah, what? I kind of like Dallas. I kind of like Dallas.
Here's the difference. They lost 3 in a row. They lost to Boston, St. Louis, and Edmonton.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I don't know how the Predators might come out like gangbusters. Like, I don't want to, bring betting into natural disasters or whatever, but I think the Predators are going to be fired up and Dallas will be fired up. This might be a stay-away game.
And the Islanders in free fall laying $150 at Ottawa, who just they play hard every game. The total 6.
Oh yeah, here's Nashville. Here's Islanders. It's like the same thing. Are we going back here, pal? I don't know, but yes, I'm taking the Islanders. I'm putting my foot down. I'm putting my foot down. Get it! I tell you though, I don't want to lay 50. I'll take them in reg. I don't know what to do. If Ottawa, here's the thing. Islanders should be able to go in and win this game. I got to believe Trotz has them ready to rock. He's probably giving them the riot act. Like, if I was Barry Trotz after that performance against Montreal, I'd break things. Like, wake up, turkeys. Like, do you want to make the playoffs? Like, this is getting stupid for the Islanders. They got to take care of business. Ottawa will battle at home, but Islanders, they will come to play in this game. It's only 50 cents. Yes. I'm going back with the New York Islanders, and if they lose, we might have to put them on the banned list.
Well, Cameron, it's a visual. No, just for 1 second, know the playing field. Are you putting your foot down on a sidewalk or in quicksand?
It could be in quicksand, Brian. I could be sitting there. Bye, pal. Just right under the sand. And hey, everybody! Hey, I'm alive again. Patrick Reed moved me.
Hey, everybody! Where did Cam go?
No, you're right. Betting on the Islanders will put me 6 feet under. These guys have been horrible, but Brian, I gotta believe against Ottawa. Don't they? Come on. What do you think? Islanders. I don't trust them.
I don't know. I'm in the side.
Pittsburgh. Remember we talked about that game coming back. Ottawa got dummied by Pittsburgh, right? So, team back from road trip, blah blah blah. Like, the Senators. The problem is they've lost too much talent. Shabbat can't do it himself. Islanders, but hold your breath. It's not going to be an easy one,
buddy. I threw a future on the Islanders. I don't worry about them just getting in.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to here. Edmonton, Chicago. I mean, the total 6 here. I mean, don't you have to go over the total?
Over. I don't know why you didn't make 6.5. If you can get it better right now. Like, are we missing something here? Chicago scored 5 against Anaheim. Edmonton will score goals. Over. Every time these teams get together, it's like 6-5 too. Edmonton and Chicago, by my recollection, have played some pretty crazy games in the past. You got to go over, and I lean Edmonton in this spot. They're on a heater.
All right, and believe me, I'm not that guy. I'm not the anti-Leafs guy. I know
everybody else is. I get it all the time. That's fair. I'm not typical.
I poke at them all the time.
Yeah, I know.
When you think they're dead, they come back. When it's like there's just no rhyme or reason.
They'll beat the Kings. They'll beat the damn Kings after that San Jose performance. I don't want to guarantee it. That's just stupid. They will beat the Kings.
Will they, Cameron? I mean, the Kings. The Kings are playing. No, they beat Vegas. They beat the Penguins. They beat the Devils.
They are done in this game.
And
they are done. And the Leafs will show up this game.
And they've got 3 days rest for this game. And the Kings are
too
playing
much rest.
From McLeod.
Too much rest. You don't need that much rest when you're playing good. That's a detriment. Trust me, it's a detriment. Kings starting to feel good. Hey, man, we beat Vegas. Ooh, yeah, 3 days rest. Let's go out on the town. We'll see what happens. These guys are going to be partying. A lot of these young guys, the Leafs got to go in there, and it's a business trip. Playing 75 cents. That's not cool. But I think the Leafs win. I'm going to definitely parlay it. I'll take them in reg. I'm not sure about the 1.5. Brian, I'm telling you, I am not guaranteeing it. The Leafs, this is the type of game they win after losing to San Jose. You're right. Remember the Pittsburgh game? They're horrible. Boom. Everyone counts.
I know.
This is their MO. They will win this game. I was stupid to take them against the Sharks. I hit the over. That was a homer play, and I'm mad at myself for it, but this is a game that they got to win. I got to believe they take care of this.
I don't know.
Kings have been good, though. You pass on this game. I'll take the
I don't know. To me, it's a word.
The over.
It's a word association game for me with the Leafs. When I think of Toronto, it's like checks in the mail.
It sounds like my work, but it's not in the mail. Hi, Cam, I'm your neighbor. I got your check. Thanks. That's good to know. Hey, who's there? TD Bank.
Hey, thanks for my check. Would you like some Rikolov?
Yeah, exactly. Come on in for a bottle of Rikolov. Anyway, that's right. Hey, my mailman's a stoner. Guy delivers to the wrong door. What do we got next? Wild and Sharks? SJ Sharkey? They're playing better.
The mailman at least finds the building, right?
He finds the building. He finds the complex.
The old get-out game. Minnesota-Chicago basically is a pick-em game.
What do you do here? San Jose's been good. They beat Pittsburgh 5-0. I watched them last night. Those call-ups worked their asses off. That's the thing about hockey. These guys are playing for jobs.
Well, that's what the Kings are doing.
I know.
Same thing.
I know that, Brian. I know.
But you're right. But you're absolutely right. When teams are, guys are getting called up and trying to make a statement for next camp.
Yeah, they are.
And they play loose and free and easy.
This is a bad spot for Minnesota, I think, playing real good. I think the Sharks might be the play here.
Funny thing is, though, aren't the Wild like the one team you sit there and at the end of the year they get in and you go, how the hell did that happen?
You know what?
They are like a cockroach.
They are. The building blows up. Here come the Wild. The cockroach lives. Everybody else dies. You're right, Brian. And the thing is, I still don't like the Boudreau move, but since Dean Evason's been there, they're winning. After that first horrible game, they're winning. They're playing for the coach. They're playing for themselves. I don't. I'll tell you one thing. It's hard to step in front of Minnesota. I'm just saying this is the type of game. If they are going to snooze, it'll be against the Sharks on the road. I'm gonna probably pass, but we'll take a look. Actually, and what do you think about the total? 6? I don't even have an opinion there. It's kind of Sharks are scoring though.
Minnesota's been an over.
I like the over.
Yeah, Minnesota's been an over. Hey, you want a little news on the hockey betting podcast?
Yes.
All right. Rhonda, it was our granddaughter's Christmas present. Took her to her Golden Knights game last night.
Nice.
Time. And in the concourse above the section they were sitting in, a certain someone happened to be talking to a certain someone. How about this? George McPhee is standing there talking to Bruce Boudreau.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
Okay, you got DeBoer. He comes in, I don't know. Just look for next year. I don't know. Could be nothing. But, Boudreau maybe
assistant coach,
a future assistant coach in Vegas. I don't know.
I think that's a good move. I like Bruce. Bruce Boudreau's been doing a hell of a good job for a long time, and he deserves some of this credit for Minnesota not packing it. I know they went in a different direction, Bill Guerin, but I like that, Brian. A keen eye. See, that's the thing. Most people would go, it's kind of like looking at the 50th guy on the PGA Tour. Me and you know who he is, making millions of dollars. If you met the guy in Walmart, people would just go, who the hell is this guy, right? Like Bruce Boudreau, they think is just some guy who likes to suck back a few beers, but you're a hockey guy. You know who he is. And you know what? That'd be a great gig for him. Assistant in Vegas. I think he'd like that very much.
Could be nothing, but,
they could be friends having a talk.
Guys out of work looking for something to do and went to Vegas and I'll go to a hockey game. He knows George McPhee's talking to him. Or
yeah.
Not cool. Bobby.
Yeah. Hey man, I hope he gets a gig. He's a good guy and he deserves better. He's just one of those guys. He's a hockey guy for life. He'll get a job, and I'll tell you, if I got a job in the league, I'd love to be working for Vegas too.
We love doing this, the Hockey Betting Podcast. There you have it. It's a look at Wednesday and Thursday, and when we reconvene, buddy, we love the weekend podcast because there's a lot of goodies on the board. Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Hey, we hope you like what you're hearing. And if you do, hit the subscribe button and give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At BetChrisCanada.net and the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling, and do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.